Hello everyone, this is Tricky and welcome back to another video. My last video was the Primarina song, so if you missed that, be sure to check that out. I absolutely love mythology, and there's a lot of Pokemon who are already based around these mythical creatures, such as most of our beloved legendary Pokemon. The last time we talked about myths, we talked about some creepy origin stories that a few of our favorites are based around. This time we're going to be talking about mythical creatures that Game Freak have not based anything around yet. So maybe in future generations we'll get some of these amazing bad boys as Pokemon. Anyways, let's go ahead and get started. At number 10, we have the Hippocampus. This is a creature from Greek mythology, and it is basically a seahorse monster. There's actually a part of the brain also called hippocampus, and they named it after this Greek creature because it resembles a seahorse. So it would be really cool if they made like a water psychic hippocampus Pokemon in resemblance to the actual Greek mythology creature, along with the brain part. I think that would be extremely creative, and I would love to see that. Anyway, along with the hippocampus being very popular in Greece mythology, the Phoenicians also share a lot of beliefs, and then ancient Italy kind of liked it too, so they took it as well, because why not? Game Freak, it's your turn. In appearance, it has the upper body of a horse, and it has the lower body of a fish. I do know that we have Keldeo as a water fighting horse Pokemon, but it would be really cool to see a Pokemon resemble the hippocampus. There's actually other creatures that appear to be similar to the hippocampus, like the Kelpie, which is a shape-shifting water spirit demon thingy from the Scottish mythology. The Kelpie is a bit of a butthole though, and most of the Scots view this as some sort of a demon, and they relate it with satanic beliefs, kind of like how we see a goat as like a demon type thing, but water dark type? Okay, moving on. Taking number 9, we have a Manticore. This myth originated in Persia, and it's kind of their Persian version their Persian version of an Egyptian sphinx, gosh dang it. In appearance, the Manticore varies, but most of the time it has the body of a lion, the tail of a scorpion, and in some cases it may have a human head with shark-like teeth. This creature has the ability to shoot venomous spikes to paralyze its victims, and then it eats them. It doesn't leave anything behind. It eats all the bones, it eats all your clothes, it eats everything. When Sun and Moon were first revealed, there was a lot of speculation revolving around a possible third legendary Pokemon. A Manticore would have been a really cool addition, but that was just a fan theory. But it would have been really cool for the fans speculated Pokemon Eclipse, considering it would be a lion and a bat hybrid. But instead of getting Pokemon Eclipse or Pokemon Stars, we ended up getting Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, which I'm super excited for. We did end up getting a Chimera-like Pokemon, which is very cool, and a Manticore is pretty similar to them, considering they have different animal parts attached to their bodies. But in any case, it would be really neat to see a Poison-type Manticore, whether or not it's cute or vicious in appearance. At number 8, we have the Bunyip, and if that's not how you pronounce it, then I just screwed up. Anyway, this thing is a large mythical creature from Australian mythology, and it usually resides in water areas such as creeks, riverbeds, swamps, and so forth. Most of the pictures of how they are supposed to look are pretty weird looking, but Game Freak have based Pokemon off of even uglier creatures in the past, so they may give them a much better appearance to appeal more to us. The abnormal Australians say that the Bunyip means devil, but starting in the 1850s, it became a name for mean people. The appearance of the Bunyip kinda vary because there's a lot of different art of it. Sometimes they have a dog-like face, a crocodile-like head. Sometimes they have dark fur, my cat is meowing. A lot of the times they have really long tusks or horns and all kinds of different things. Most of the time they're pretty ugly, I'm not even gonna lie. But they're kinda cool, I kinda like them. At number 7, we have the New Jersey Devil. This is obviously from New Jersey folklore. The Jersey Devil is a legendary creature, and it's supposed to be living around Pine Barrens of New Jersey or something like that. That's gonna be the question of the day of this video. If you have a local legend, put it down in the comment section below. These creatures are biped monsters, or two-legged monsters if you will. The most common design of these things are like a crack cocaine kangaroo thingy, big old bat wings which are really cool. These things have devil horns and a devil tail too, so the name is very fitting. It is a very fast creature, and it also has the ability to scream very loudly, so it basically has this very, very loud noise that is able to pierce your ears and make them bleed and make you pass out and make you bleed from the eyes. It's so loud, it's really, really bad. Much like me. They can make the New Jersey Devil Pokemon into an ice type because it's a hockey team. Okay, let's move on. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Taking on number 6 spot, we have the Windigo. The Windigo is from Algonquian mythology, and they usually depict them as cannibal monsters or evil spirits. I've kind of noticed that most of these are very dark and mean. Why are all the cool ones mean? Why can't they be nice? Then again, if they make a Pokemon out of it, then they can make it into a good guy, like Giratina. I mean, if you could give a Devil Worm Pokepuffs, you could give a Windigo Pokemon some Pokepuffs. These are probably the most human-like creatures on this list, but they're really popular for monster fans. There's a lot of art that makes them look more werewolf-like or more animalistic rather than the human-like monster. A ghost, dark, normal, or a fighting-type Windigo Pokemon would be a very interesting addition to the Pokedex. Please, Game Freak, please add a Windigo. At number 5, we have the Pegasus. Pegasus is a very well-known Greek mythical creature, as it's featured in many movies and video games. I've been wanting a Pegasus Pokemon for so long, you guys don't even know. Hercules was one of my favorite movies whenever I was growing up, and baby Pegasus, I was obsessed with it. I love it. So cute. So anyway, as most of you guys already know, this is a winged horse, and it's usually seen with a pure white coat. Apparently his daddy was Poseidon, which is the god of the sea, earthquake, storms, and horses, and his mom was Medusa. So, I don't know how a horse sprung out from, how does a horse? That's a weird one to explain to your friends. Greek mythology is so weird, but I love it. Anyway, let's go ahead and get back on track. He usually lets the heroes ride on his back, and he was eventually turned into a constellation in the sky by Zeus. If we were ever to receive a Pegasus Pokemon, I would love it to be a Mega Evolution or a normal evolution for Rapidash. I don't think that's ever gonna happen, considering that I think new Mega Evolutions are out of the question now, but I could be wrong, you never know. But I can dream. At number 4, we have the Minotaur. The Minotaur is another Greek creature that would make an amazing Pokemon. It has the head of a bull and the body of a man. Most of the modern media has it as a bipedal bull with more animal-like features rather than human. There's really interesting pictures of Tauro's Mega Evolution that feature its design being based off of the Minotaur. Again, this is another Rapidash situation. I don't know if that will ever happen, but it's still a really cool concept. The Minotaur's backstory is kinda weird though. Every 7th or 9th year, sacrifices of young maidens or children were given to the Minotaur to eat. The Minotaur lived in a giant maze-like area where he was finally killed by a hater. Moving on to number 3, we have Cerberus. I mainly wanted to put Cerberus at number 3 because he has 3 heads. Yeah. This is yet another Greek mythical beast, and it's called the Hound of Hades. We have a Hydra Pokemon, so I'm ready for Cerberus. This giant 3-headed dog Karma! This giant 3-headed dog guards the gate of the underworld and prevents the dead from trying to escape. That's so freaking cool. For a pre-evolution, it could have a 2-headed dog form, which would be based off of Orthros. Orthros was Cerberus's smaller brother, but also a guard dog. I know this sounds very similar to Hydreigon's evolutionary line, but I'm sure that they could come up with something really cool. At number 2, we have the Cockatrice. This critter is basically a 2-legged dragon or reptile creature with a rooster head. It looks pretty silly, but it's kinda interesting. Apparently, the Cockatrice was born from an egg birthed by a male rooster and eventually raised by a toad and a snake. Then it just evolved into a chicken dragon thing. One of the common legends about it is if you thought an egg was birthed by a dude chicken, you would have to throw the egg over the family's house in order to save yourself from the curse of the chicken. And so you don't birth a Cockatrice and kill everyone. This creature has the ability to turn its victims into stone by simply looking or breathing on them. A weasel is the only animal that is immune to its glare, so that'd be cool to have like another rival Pokemon, kind of like Seviper and Zangoose. We could have a weasel and a Cockatrice. Yay! Apparently there's only 2 ways to kill it. You have to force it to look at itself in the mirror, or if it hears a real rooster crow, it will die instantly. That kind of sucks. A cool concept would be a 2-branch evolutionary line for a Cockatrice Pokemon. First form would be similar to Shogun or a cocoon-like Pokemon, but it's basically a bird sticking out of an egg. If you raise it on your own, it evolves into a phoenix, but if you leave it at the daycare with a snake or a frog Pokemon, it would evolve into a Cockatrice. There's been chicken phoenixes before, so I don't see why not. I was originally gonna put a Basilisk on this list, and some media, a Basilisk and a Cockatrice are kind of the same thing. Usually whenever I think of a Basilisk, I kind of think of the snake creature creature, mostly because of Harry Potter. How dare you, Harry Potter. But most of our snake Pokemon can learn the glare ability anyway, which paralyzes your opponent. So technically, I guess we already have a snake-like basilisk Pokemon already. At number 1, we have the Griffin. I've been wanting a Griffin Pokemon for the longest time, and it's the one that I want the most. The Griffin has the back legs, tail, and the body of a lion, the head and wings of an eagle, and eagle talons on its front feet. It's freaking amazing. I love it. The design is godlike. It is said to be the ruler of all other mythical creatures because of how powerful they are. Griffins were often used to guard treasure and very valuable things that the gods would fight for. Their eggs contained gold, so griffins were viewed as the highest class of animal. Griffin claws were believed to have medical properties, and even just one feather could restore sight to the blind. Please give us a legendary Griffin Pokemon for Generation 8, please. I would be the happiest person in the world. Anyways, those are some mythical creatures that I would love to see as Pokemon for future games. If there are any other creature that you would like to see as a Pokemon, please let me know in the comment section below. You could also give me suggestions on video ideas as well. Here are my social links. You could follow me if you want. Be sure to like and subscribe if you did enjoy the video. Join the world domination. We have fun here. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.